Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about Cyberpunk 2077's update 2.1 that will be coming out here soon. The developers have just confirmed this morning, and we're also going to be talking about a bunch of things in today's video. So with that being said, if you are new to the channel or you have yet to subscribe, do that now and make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. With that information to the side, let's go ahead and talk about it. So a couple days ago, I had created a video talking about Cyberpunk's 2077 next update, and I told you guys that it was coming here shortly, and I was not wrong because as you can tell on the screen here, this is over on X. The developers decided to post this today at 5 o'clock in the morning, November 30th, 2023. Of course, for these developers, they're at a different time zone, and if you're across the pond, you are as well. So right here, we're going to take a look at exactly what they have said. The developers had posted this over on X saying, on December 5th, the same day Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition hits the shelves, we'll release a free update 2.1 introducing new and hotly anticipated gameplay elements. To learn more about the update, join Alicia Kozera and Lilia, Senior Community Manager for Red Streams with guest Paz Sasko, Quest Director, and Inasor, Producer on December 1st, 4 p.m. CET. Now this right here is in Central European time. If you live in United States, then this is going to be completely different. If you're not too sure when you can catch this stream, I will give you the available times right now so you kind of have an idea when you can show up. So right here you can see that Eastern time is going to be 10 in the morning on Thursday. For Central time, it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning. Mountain time, 8 o'clock in the morning. And then Pacific time, it will be 7 o'clock in the morning. For you guys in United Kingdom, it'll just be an hour or two behind, so as you can tell right here, it'll be 3 p.m. Thursday in United Kingdom. By the way, most likely this will be 1 hour behind, not 2 hours. But anyways, what will this update contain that will be so exciting to see? Well, if you did question that, that's a good question, because what's happening right now is a good portion of the community believes that this right here is going to contain New Game Plus. This right here is what we are all expecting, but now get this. What we do know for sure is that the developers are planning on releasing AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution 3. You might be thinking, where are you getting this information from? Well, if you have not watched my previous Cyberpunk 2077 video, well then I go over this information specifically. The fellows over at WCCFtech.com were able to interview one of the developers over at CDProjket. The interviewer wanted to know whether or not we will be receiving FSR 3 in this next upcoming update. Well, what the developer had to say is right here. The developer says, this is a new and very interesting technology, and I can definitely confirm that we are working on a full FSR 3 implementation, but it is still an ongoing process and we feel we need still more time to release it with the desired outcome. I would like to avoid giving firm estimates on when it will happen. The interesting thing, during this interview at this time, he did not want to give an estimated time when we can expect this update, but now we already know when it's coming, and it's on December 5th. Realistically, we can expect a New Game Plus because that's something that's been requested a lot. And on top of that, we can expect some bugs to be fixed. Also, if you're wondering about exploits, whether or not those are going to be working in the next update, do not worry, I got your back on that. When the update is available, I will let you guys know exactly what's working. Other than New Game Plus, bug fixes, or glitches being fixed, what else can we expect? Hopefully there is going to be some sort of ending to the Easter egg FF06V5, and I know that the whole arcade Easter egg has been solved, and then we're able to go to the mattress out there in the Badlands and unlock a monster truck. The only problem here is that I feel like this is not the ending, because why would this be the reward after so many years, right? I mean, it seems pretty ridiculous to be like, hey, this is the final reward. And by the way, if you did not know, the NPC at the end of the cutscene is actually just a homeless guy or some sort of regular NPC, so maybe they will make this into an official character, but as for right now, we honestly do not know what the heck's going on. But if I had any sort of idea, I would say that this is probably going to contain more Easter eggs. If you did not know, the developers had mentioned this, quote, Phantom Liberty, which is the expansion for Cyberpunk 2077 that recently released, contains at least one more clue that will help players solve for this secret Easter egg. And the billboard will have a clue that seemingly points players in the right direction. It's a neat little way to drive engagement with the game and the player base, end quote. The thing about this is that the player base believes that this this is all related to this billboard right here that was featured at Times Square. If you take a look at the image right here, you can see right in the middle of the eye where the pupil is, there's a screen that's reflecting, right? Well, this right here is actually a code that sends you straight to a mattress out there in the Badlands. The same exact coordinates can be found on the laptop in-game as well as on that advertisement, which is pretty cool if you think about it. This was an advertisement about 3 years ago, back in 2020, so it's wild to see that they have connected some of these dots, essentially. Overall, is it pretty much done? Is the Easter egg completed? I do not feel like it's done just yet. I feel like there's more to this than what it is. Because again, why would they release a monster truck as the final reward? It feels a bit minuscule. It doesn't feel that rewarding in my opinion. It feels pretty small. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think that there's going to be more Easter eggs? How do you feel about New Game Plus? Do you think that's going to exist in this next update? Let's talk about it. Continuing on, we're going to discuss a game-breaking bug that has popped up in the latest patch 2.01. This last update had introduced quite a few bugs, including one that would completely ruin your save to where it would be corrupted. This bug right here is still going on even in update 2.02. There has been several reports of this bug, not only on PS5 but on Xbox as well. For example, what you can see right here is a Reddit user that mentions this right here in his post, quote, "My save files somehow all became corrupted after updating to 2.02. Only my 2.0 files from 30 hours earlier still works. Anyone have a level 35 FemV corpse save that is not too far in?" End quote. Then if we continue on towards the next Reddit user, which is Castiverge40, he says this right here, quote, "Not able to save in every save file corrupted, Xbox. I literally just commented my second playthrough and was about to start Phantom Liberty. Then when trying to save, I see this." End quote. And as you can tell, there's a lot of issues when it comes down to saving your game. Hopefully this will be resolved in the next update, and if it's not, well then I think there's going to be quite a few angry players out here. And this is the only biggest issue that has popped up in the last patch. So again, hopefully this will be resolved in the next update. If you happen to come across this bug specifically, let me know down below and let's talk about some other bugs that you may have experienced. Moving onwards here, we're going to talk about one more thing, and that's glitches and exploits. If you did not know, in patch 2.02, they had officially patched the junk glitch. So when it comes down to update 2.1, then you can definitely assume that there might be some more fixes along the way when it comes down to glitches and exploits. What I recommend if you're on console, either Xbox or PS5, is that you really need to take advantage of those glitches because you never know, they could potentially be patched in this next update. Honestly, I think it's kind of sad that some developers, and they're not the only ones, I mean Bethesda did it as well, where they just focus on patching some of these exploits, which, by the way, I do not understand why they focus on things like that when you are playing a single player game. To me, it's not going to ruin other players' experience, but for you, potentially it might just do that if you do feel that way about glitching, or pretty much using any exploit in general. With that being said, if you guys would like to check out the top 3 glitches and exploits that you should do after the latest patch 2.02, then I will leave a link down below in the comments section and it will be pinned. This is pretty much the end of the video. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, comment down below and ask right away. I will be answering within the first hour. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot to me, and I will see you all in the next update.